Hello, how are you? In this video, we'll be doing something again, right? Guess what? Different. I'll be drawing in MSPaint. This is not my first time doing this. I did this back in 2020. I can't believe it has been 5 years already. My god. Anyways, if you've been online for a certain amount of time, I don't know if you've seen it, but I have, that's for sure. From time to time, these MSPaint artists appear on my feed, whether it be Pinterest or Twitter, and I'm just impressed every single time because it's MSPaint, right? You think, oh, it's MSPaint. MSPaint is horrible. And then people come with these masterpieces and I wish I was that good, so I'll be doing that today, trying to draw in MSPaint. And I'll be drawing the president again because it seems that he is my challenge guy. Every single time I draw him, just like with the airbrush challenge, I'm now doing him in MSPaint. So when I first opened MSPaint, which now is just called Paint, but in my heart it's MSPaint still, I found it in dark mode and I was really confused at first because I don't think about MSPaint in dark mode. I think of MSPaint being white and having those square colors which now are circular, so that was very confusing. Anyways, I just changed that to be in light mode because no, that's wrong, so I changed it. And then, guess what? Copilot was my enemy this entire time because for some reason Microsoft was so smart to put Copilot, a very colorful logo, right beside the color wheel, which is very colorful. So every single time I was trying to change my colors, I clicked on Copilot. So thanks for that, Microsoft. I fucking hate you. Anyways, question. Did MSPaint always have layers? I don't remember layers in MSPaint. I remember that you had to just draw everything on one layer and people were screaming and dying because people love layers. I didn't have an issue with it. I used 3 layers. I could have used more, but I don't know. I opened MSPaint. I was like, time to paint, I guess. So funny how that works, right? Anyways, the concept of the drawing I did in my sketchbook first, which is the president laying down. The concept in my sketchbook looks better than whatever I'm doing here, okay? But look, this is MSPaint. We're just painting and having fun, okay? So don't judge too hard. But I have the concept and I tried doing that in MSPaint and slowly realized or at least I didn't know how to change like the canvas and rotate it around, and that really fucked me over, so I don't know. But the concept is basically the president lying in some grass with gardenias on the side and his golden heart brooch, which has the stabby on it, and looking really depressed but like in a dead inside way. And I don't know, you know, as I was drawing this concept I was like, it has been a while since I've like done like concepts in my sketchbook and like done stuff beforehand and didn't just go straight into it and, you know, just kind of visualize it a bit. So then I started looking at my old drawings and I started realizing that I used to draw better than I do nowadays, you know, and it was a lot more detailed and the concepts were better. Like nowadays I know how to draw better in general, but my concepts are kind of shitty, not gonna lie. And maybe I should rewatch my old videos and learn how to draw again. Because that's really sad, looking at your drawings and realizing that downgrade, that's really sad. You know what else is sad? Me in the middle of drawing this, because you might not know, of course, I did not have cameras recording me while drawing this. But while drawing this, I was just like, I had big fat tears running down my face while drawing this and hitting the tablet like huge globs. Why? Because my life is a mess, so ignore me, but that was happening in the background while drawing in MSPaint. Anyways, you know how the concept was him laying in the middle of grass and like big greenery and him looking depressed with gardenias surrounding him. I forgot the flowers. Oh no. That was very sad. I can't believe the whole concept was me drawing gardenias in this because I was like, gardenias sort of look like roses, but they're like more open, more big and whatnot, like sort of like that. That's how I see them, at least. And then I forget them. I do everything but the thing that I was supposed to do in the first place. So, not the first time that it happens, but it happens way too often for my taste. So I was very unhappy about that. So, you remember how I said that I only use like 3 layers for this? I don't know why, but I opened MSPaint, and for some reason this program just looked at me and I looked at it, and we looked at each other and we were like, it's time to paint, I guess. So I sort of drew this whole thing as if I was doing pixel art or like acrylic paintings. Because it just brought that out of me. I just felt like painting for some reason. It makes no sense. I cannot comprehend the program. My brain looks at it and it was like, time to pixel art, time to acrylics. I don't know why, but like pixel art and acrylic painting sort of are the same thing to me. I like have the same process for it, so... Except that for pixel art, I usually include line art, so that's a bit different, I guess. Also, another tangent, why is MSPaint actually a sort of decent drawing program? I remember it being shitty. It was a shit program. You had to suffer while drawing here. And even to nowadays, I look at these MSPaint artists and I'm like, how? These people are amazing. They're art gods. There is no way. And then I used it and I was like, this is fun. I'm actually having fun. This program is honestly decent. Not good, but decent. It has layer modes, which I still wonder, did it always have that? Which is enough for you to be able to create whatever. That is, if you have color theory, comprehension, knowledge, you know. But we will get into that in a bit. Also, the program sort of reminds me of Flipnote Studio from Nintendo. I could make a video drawing in Flipnote, but the thing is, first of all, I don't have a 3DS, I only have a normal DS from 2008. Oh my god. Was it from 2008 or was it from 2009? I don't know, but I have like a Nintendo DS XL because Nintendo decided to be like iPhone 15, Pro Max, Ultra, Mega, Super, and they just start adding a bunch of these random words and letters in there and numbers and alpha, omega, deferred. If I did that, the problem with my Nintendo is that child me just decided to scratch that shit up because it was like, this is made for me and I will grab this stylus and use my whole childlike strength to destroy this. So it's very scratched and I don't know if this screen would even show in the camera, so maybe I could look at it at some point. I don't know. I'll look. If it doesn't work, this stays between us, and if it doesn't, wait. You got me. You understood what I said. Anyways, you know, another issue I had, I had lots of fun, right? And in the end it looks cute. But I had a few issues. First of all, I had no blendy, and that was very hard because I could not blend. I had to use like the spray pen option tip? What? I don't know. To like sort of blend stuff in, but at the same time it didn't look the same, and it was just not the same, okay? I had no blendy, and that was very sad, or at least I didn't find a blender in this. Second of all, I had to hand pick all the colors and use my brain for color theory. And we all know that this angel, no brain? No brain in this. 0 neurons working. This brain smooth. Just like a chicken breast. So I had to really think about how things worked. And I forgot a thing as I was looking back at this, because I did add like the reflections onto the gold part of him, like the gold brooch. But I did not add the reflection onto his shirt because the shirt is white and also reflective. I added the grass reflecting on it, but not the gold part that's very reflective, which makes absolutely no sense, so that's cool. just trying to like add the reflections was a nightmare. Trying to handpick and sort of mix it in and whatnot. My brain was like, ugh, because the color wheel is not really a color wheel, it's a color rectangle. My brain did not appreciate that. I was very sad, but we made it through, I guess. So his gold heart brooch was a nightmare too, like just in general, just because it's gold and I'm not that type of person. Anyways, I painted the background like I do pixel art and acrylic paintings, right? By adding like mixing some shapes together because I still don't know how to draw leaves. Soon I will learn how to draw leaves, like I did with my painting animals every day. If you don't know, I've been posting a reel or two, depends on my mood, per week, showing you me painting an animal because I don't know how to draw animals, so I decided that for the entirety of this month I would paint an animal every day to learn how to paint them. And that's what I've been doing, and I've been posting a few reels here and there, so if you don't know how I paint and you want to know how I paint with acrylics, I have a few short reels showing you how I do that. One has a jump scare, I will warn you already. So I sort of went with that and like added the shapes for the leaves in the background, the grass and whatever. Like adding strands for grass and adding some of those round leaves to show those little, I don't know, those weeds that are just round, I guess. Some leaves here and there, like normal leaf shape when you think of a leaf. Also I like a sort of four-leaved, that one sign that's stuck for some reason. I don't know the name of that plant. But I sort of add that shape in somewhere in the back as well. And sort of shade those to add some dimension further where his legs are. And the rest it's just leaves and those round thingies and strands of grass. Going a bit over him, going a bit under him, just adding some depth to the whole thing, right? And, you know, I could have detailed his crystal arm more, because it looks a bit flat, not very crystal-like, but it's fine because it's MSPaint, so I'm not very hard on myself for that. Funny how I used to hide his crystal arm, just like with 178's face, and nowadays I just draw it. I used to hide that stuff because it was story stuff and whatnot. I don't know, I just stopped caring. I just accepted my fate that I will never show these stories, or I still don't know how to show these stories. I have no idea yet. I just accepted my fate, okay? So, his expression looks really dead inside and outside soon, because guess what? I decided to make him suffer more. If you did not follow my community posts, because I love posting to my community, because I love oversharing, I decided to cut the lifespan of celestial beings a bit shorter, because since they're like almost immortal, you can only kill them with the bare hands of humans, or angels can kill them. So I decided to like make them live less than humans, so they live to like 60 years or so, I don't know still, but around that time. Kind of feel like making the president live 69 years, just because I'm funny, you know. I'm sorry. And if you don't know what celestial beings are and you're new here, it's too late, okay? It's too late. It's too late for you. It's too late for him. You can't do anything to save him. There's another concept for the president that I made back in 2022 that I still really want to make, so I don't know when I will make that. Probably another challenge video, because I only draw him for challenges, and I don't know why I'm like that. But I want to draw that still. I found that while I was flipping through a sketchbook from 2022, which I believe is sketchbook 19, because yes, I number my sketchbooks and I remember each and every one, which is surprising for me, who has no memory and has to make a sort of script to remember what to talk about and not lose myself. And I still lose myself either way. Anyways, his hair turned out great. I loved adding those spirals, and I need to do that more often when I draw him. That's for the next challenge, I guess, because I only draw him then, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I don't know when you saw the finished result, but you saw it, I'm sure of it. I put that there, so I hope you have, and I stay a night, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!